My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Necrobinder! Okay. What's this leafy poultice got going for us? I don't know, maybe. Or we could... How many are there? One set of normals. I guess there's... one upgrade for the fishing rod on that line. That's not particularly good. Yeah, it's leafy poultice and still take that line. If I feel particularly powerful by the first rest, which is probably going to be largely related to whether or not I get a good early card from this leafy poultice, I might take that additional elite as well. Could be a 3 elite line. Yeah, definitely. Alright. Poultice gives us Light Strike and Eradicate. Eradicate is a lot of value, especially getting it this early because it retains. So we have the ability now to focus putting other cards in the deck that's set up for it. So obviously, Invoke, Delay, things like that. But also anything that can set up for damage multipliers as well. Also, just does a lot of damage. Like, it's 33 for 3 energy right now, which is higher than the return of Reap, which is also a retain card, without the ability to, spend it for variable amounts of X. So I know what the worst case scenario next hand is, which is 3 strikes and a single defend. So I should try and plan ahead here. I know the backliner is not attacking next turn. It's the only way I guarantee I take no damage. Woof. And sadly now it's just luck of the draw as to whether or not it take damage. We'll be fine. Perfect. And finish him off with the Eradicate after. Borrowed Time. Yeah, that works really well with X-Cost cards. Thank you kindly. Gain 4 energy. Cards cost an additional energy, but it can't affect X-Cost cards, because that's just not allowed. Give me the Relic. Even if I've got a shop in the next space, I'm probably just going to be using that as a straight-up removal. Friendship. Lose 2 strength, gain energy at the start of each turn. That's the kind of thing I don't take with Eradicate, unfortunately. Prowess. Gain strength and dex. I mean, yeah. That would actually be pretty good, especially upgraded. Yeah, give us Prowess. So Eradicate will take us up to 66 damage. Perfect. I think the same deck that benefits from, or rather, the same deck that benefits a Eradicated Strike benefits the same Bury for the same reason, so I'll take it too. I definitely feel strong enough to take the additional elite. Especially with Gorget. God, I like that additional plating so much. So if I defend, it's that and that, then Bury for almost all the damage. Veil Piercer. Oh no! Dirge! Dirge! Well, the card says X on it, you see. We'll upgrade Borrowed Time first. That's hilarious. Oh, this is one of the only fights that the big Eradicate isn't going to suddenly end. God damn. You really got me. You got me going. You got me so I don't know where I'm going. I don't appreciate that, bud. I even have a flex potion. Any other elite would have collapsed at my feet. God damn. I'll go aggressive so I can try and beat you out before the biggest turn. I'll take the Dirge this turn. I'm not going into that undefended. It's 20 damage next turn as well. So I want to defend as much as I can while get the enemy to just the 20 on their HP, which I can't really do here. That's just not really an option. I can get you one short of it. Or I could spend Eradicate to get you that far, but I can't use the Eradicate for that. Goddamn. I could have you die at the end of next turn. I think that might have to be... We gotcha, but I took way more damage in that fight than, oh boy, any other elite fight would have done to us. Sure, again, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Huge find for us right there. Considering we have no AoE access, I will take that Deathbringer. No, I can't take a spoils map through these next 2 fights, unfortunately. Ship in a bottle. Orichalcum, if you enter turn with that block, gain 6 block. Pretty big fan of that. I will preemptively rest here. But this elite really should just be a walkover. Pretty much all of them should be. Yeah. Deathbringer, end of turn. We defend for 10. All the enemies are already weakened. Can't get both of you down. That's fine. As long as I kill the frontliner. Backliner does no damage to us. And yeah, we've got time to kill you. Stonecracker. At the start of each combat, grade 2 random cards in the draw pile for the rest of the combat. We'll also get a delay there. I'd love to upgrade this delay. So I know that this is going to be Abyssal Worm. Which, like, Abyssal Worm should be the easiest fight that we fight. Especially considering we're holding a ship in a bottle. So yeah, I'll take the opportunity to get the delay upgrade. Ugh. Really? Gonna unleash the unleash, huh? $39. Don't need the Potion of Doom. Pass, Spar, and Reeve. I can take pass here. Okay. 4x3. Prowess, strike, end. Okay. Borrowed time eradicate is now 88. Then we get 2 turns to follow up. That's about right for us. Use pass to draw deep. And finish him. GG. Only took 2 health worth of damage in that fight. Art of War, if you don't play an attack, during this turn. Gain additional energy next turn. Even more way to try and set up for Eradicate. Speaking of setting up for Eradicate, Fear and Debilitate so that we get vulnerable and then double vulnerability on the enemy is another really good way to set up for it. I feel like I should take Fear first rather than Debilitate. No, I do have a source of Weaken in this deck. I can take Debilitate already, I think. So, the annoying thing is I really want to be cocky about this and upgrade a card. I will rest. But, oh... If I don't go below, 14 health here, I'll know. I'll know I didn't need this. Start with the Dirge. Ooh, Prowess Pass, hell yes. I do like Deathbringer here, but I also really like Bodyguard for the safety. I mean, delay next turn is pretty ideal, so I don't actually want to continue digging here. Let's... Strike, Blight Strike, Borrowed Time, then Bury. We get a point of strength with the rest of it as well as doing a bunch of damage. Then we've got... Nice. Delay, Borrowed Time. I can even Bodyguard after that. And what about... Yeah. Bunch of damage from Eradicate. I should plan around using Eradicate 2 times here. Huge. Debilitate and then Weaken. So we take the enemy down to only doing 10 damage this turn. Honestly, with 10 damage, I think it's worth me just getting another point of strength and then just letting Orichalcum and Toasty defend us. And I'll run the same play again. GG. Misery immediately comes to mind. But Transfigure as well. Huh, another Eradicate. It's not going to be squeezed. Do I take a second Eradicate? Is that card radical enough to take a second off? You tell me on the other side of that extra Eradicate I just took. I like Shackling Potion, especially next floor. It's very effective. We need more defense coverage or damage coverage? Defense coverage, surely, right? Tezkatara, you got buffed! Hey! And we get to see it! Toasty Mittens. At the start of your turn, exhaust 1 card from your hand and gain 1 strength. I'm finally going to take the Toasty Mittens. Now, of course, this used to exhaust the top card of your deck. It got patched literally today, I think about 4 hours before I recorded this. This is probably the patch note I'm most excited about. Well, actually, no. There's VFX for the characters having forms now, like serpent form and demon form and stuff like that. That I'm also super excited about. This is the largest delta, though. This went from something every single time I see it, I'm like, God, I wish I could pick that, to every single time I see it, oh, God, I wish I'm going to pick that. The start of your turn, exhaust a card from your hand and gain 1 strength. That strength obviously translates perfectly into extra Eradicate and Blight Strike impact. Oh. As well as letting me thin down this deck from bad cards, including, you know, the Wither. It's Wither anti-tech already. Whether I want it or not. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't play that defend anyway. I mean, Deathbringer basically ends this combat, right? Then I can't really defend afterwards. Deathbringer Dirge, and then I've got 2 more attacks to send out. There's another opportunity here. I've got to take it. I was going to tell you why I wasn't going to take fear there, then I clicked it, because I should have clicked it. Yeah, we go all in on defense here. It's easy to kill the front line there because the back line's not threatening. Thank you, Orichalcum, for helping that be the case. Cure all. Gain energy, draw 2 cards. Great Warden. Yes. I don't think I can take that cure all. Oh, boy. I gotta be very open to the possibility of a potion just helping us push through this combat. Maybe ship in a bottle this... Whoa! Hello! Delay. But I still will use ship in a bottle this turn as well. Especially because I know the next turn is a pretty decent hit as well. Let's say right before it shows up. 140? Okay, yeah, I do good damage, it turns out. I just gotta wait for the one turn that I do extremely good damage. Well, I do think that's lethal, so I'll do it. No escape, veil, piercer, poke. No, thank you. It's defense or bust here, basically. There's not that much else that can really help us too much. I'm very open to using a shackling potion just to save myself giant amount of damage in this combat. Should I weaken the enemy this turn? Yeah, I'll throw the potion binding. Especially because the enemy's vulnerable. It took 10 full damage off of them. Fully defended without using the shackling potion. Don't need to that turn. Ooh, upgraded Invoke. Yes, exactly the kind of thing that goes in this deck. Probably with just the one copy of course. I want extended turns of vulnerability and of debilitation. Oh, yes, I will absolutely let an Eradicate cost, whoa, 2 more to do ridiculous, 2 of my HP in order to do 50% more damage. And then also Intimidating Helmet. Whenever you play a card that costs 2 energy or more, gain 4 block. Nice. Let's upgrade the Eradicate that is also taking the other hit. I'm going to straight up go for the power line. We are really powerful right now. Start here with pass. Interesting. Sadly, it's the only order I could play those things in, I think. Mm-hmm. (18/3) would be able to take down the enemy front line as well as defend us for 4. Throw Shackling Potion. Backline goes down this turn. Delay. Okay, we should be now at a holding pace where I'm capable of just killing one each turn. 17. So I can just throw those two down. You can do that at that rate, that's fine. So I'm already defended against that this turn. Now it's just you and me, buddy. GG. Miniature Cannon! Upgraded attacks deal 3 additional damage on top of the X cost, on top of the do 50% additional damage, on top of the additional strength from Shuriken and the additional strength from Toasty Mittens, the additional energy from Delay and Fear, the vulnerability from Fear... Sorry, from Invoke. The vulnerability from Fear and double vulnerability from Debilitate. I think this... I want you to know the rest of the sentence was about to be, I think this deck has everything it needs to win. Anyway, I'm taking a Reperform as well. Equilibrium. Retention of a full hand, yes. I want Equilibrium as well as a bag of preparation here and a card removal. And I can get all three. It's not time for the bury. I'm happy to go Equilibrium Fear. Take a wee bit of damage this turn, but if I get Borrowed Time this turn, I just win. There it is. Yeah, pretty good. Warpaint. Upon pick up, upgrade 2 skills. I will happily take a Defy. Another access to weaken in a deck that I already have the Debilitate upgraded. Sounds huge to me. God, I am going to need very consistent defense in this fight. I feel like I'm going to really struggle outside of any turn where I've got the additional energy as well, so additional energy after this boss fight would be really relevant as well. You know what? I'll rest. Yeah. That's right. You didn't think I knew how. You thought I thought that button was deleted, right? Huh? No, I know. They added it back in the most recent patch. Keep the debilitation forwards. Don't need to turn around when you've got 40 defense. I mean, I'd love to play Dirge, but it's just not going out this turn, and it's not going out on another turn either. Reperform, Bodyguard, and Fear. Take a hit this turn, and then I'll just drop Big Eradicate next turn. Yeah, I've got lethal for Rocket this turn. Hell yeah. I don't know how often I've killed Rocket before Rocket even fired. I don't think this is the first time, but I also can't think of another time. Borrowed Time Debilitate. Wow. That'll do, pig. Another Eradicate, Necromastery, and Hang. I feel like all of these are worse ways to accomplish what I already do. Glam. It's going to be really difficult to convince me to actually take a card, though. Mark 8 combats and then just... You know what? Why don't you mark 8 combats and I'll kill those? Yeah. Yeah, I can kill those. Really want additional energy. Oh, well. This should help us not die. That seems good, too. I don't think I have space for a second fear in this deck, really. Give me an upgraded uncommon attack. Second versus right-hand hand versus Severance. Right-hand hand would be a fair few additional copies of an attack that I just get to play. For the sake of triggering Shuriken a bit more. I'm open to it. I don't think I'd ute my deck, though. Yeah, there's good cards in this deck, but I don't think it gets better by having a second copy of it. How dare you unupgrade my Eradicate? Do you know how hard I worked on that? Okay, do you know how hard I pretended to work on that? You can have that. Okay, past did goes down to borrowed time, so I'll just return to plan number 1, right? I will take that Wisp. It's upgraded, so at least it retains. And I need to be a little less scared to draw additional into the deck. It'll definitely make that the case. Another copy of Defy. High Five. That is a source of vulnerability, but it's a source of AoE vulnerability, a thing I don't especially care about. I need another source of Weaken, because none of our sources of Weaken have multiple turns of duration. Right, 2 down. Let's get the Spectral Knight next turn. Got him. Power Pelts. Another borrowed time and it's already upgraded. I'm over the moon, frankly, to see that. Whetstone. Really would have liked to see that upgrade and Eradicate for us. Penib. Every 10th attack you believe deals double damage. The idea of setting that up with an Eradicate. Oh, I can't not try, right? We gotta fight this big old Mechanite. Okay, we just made it through. Book Repair Knife. Whenever a non-minion enemy dies to Doom, heal 3 health. I will take that Putrefy, especially upgraded. Serve as today's decider. Transform 2 cards. Don't care about new card rewards in this deck. Countdown Fear. Whatever. Slide through another question mark on my way out of here, and... what do I need to not exhaust? Honestly, if Putrefy didn't exhaust, it'd be helpful. Then I do want to be able to retain Reaper Form just in case I can't play it at the right time. First fight, I should be pretty comfy with. Let's have a look at this. So... debilitate. We debilitate the front line in order to set up vulnerability. Sorry, weaken actually is the word that I was trying to use there. Am I dead? I have to look at this power potion. Dance Macabre for more consistent use and then play Reaper Form. I hate that. I'm barely alive. 6 HP. I could have sworn I was like a lot better than this. What the hell happened? I didn't draw any weaken for the first weaken. I didn't draw any of that. I played a debilitate to try and set up for it, and then all I drew was damage and setup. I don't have enough defense. I mean, that's always the case. I don't know how I ever play a deck that has enough defense in it. If I play Borrowed Time here, what do we get? We get one more opportunity to defy fate. Gotta hope I got enough weaken for that bad boy. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. Keep him weakened. God damn. And we're over 30 minutes. Ugh. Okay, so, I mean, these were transformations, right? So they're not additional bloat that I added to the deck. I did take 2 curses. One of them, I didn't really have a choice. I was getting this or regret, right? So that was compulsory from going to the question mark. This one I chose to take. And considering how thick the deck is, I don't think this not exhausting is actually relevant. I don't think putting myself 1 card deep down into the deck would have helped, but, maybe I shouldn't have taken a right-hand hand as well. I just feel like every card that wasn't a defend put me in this position of drawing through just not good enough defense for the first couple of turns, and then unfortunately bleeding so much health I literally can't come back here. Oh, that's so mean. Another thing would also be having more max HP, but it's not like I had too much opportunity to increase that, sadly. Oh, damn. That's so mean. I didn't even think you were going to be the hard one. It was Eon Glass I was worried about up here. Good lord. Okay, so this was definitely a get by card for a long period of time. This I had plans for it, but I guess, you know, the plans kind of fell by the wayside by the time we actually picked up the Toasty Mittens and started to use that consistently for our strength scaling. That said, like, there were always, you know, cheaper cards or weaker cards to remove than any of these things that were taken just to get by. It's just, is there any of these that were taken to get by that wouldn't even be necessary? No, the Invoke was upgraded when I took it in the instance. So I kind of stand by that, especially considering both Reperform and the other 2 Eradicates retain. I don't think this right-hand hand, I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's a fun and tricky idea, but in the world where I'm already using Toasty Mittens and already using energy scaling, this is a fun and tricky way to accomplish what I'm already doing consistently otherwise. I do think both of the defies were correct. Same with the early debilitate and the early upgrade on the debilitate as well. I think there's an argument that fear might have been a bit zealous. I only ever really got to use it. Like, I took it and debilitate, and then I upgraded them both as a priority in order to have the extended turns so that I would be more likely to be able to set up the Eradicate turn. But the thing is, it only ever set up with debilitate, fear into Eradicate in 1 total combat, as far as I can remember. So I think that's, you know, it's a lot of cards to accomplish a lot of little. You know, I think if both, I don't want to take both of those out of the deck is the thing. I think debilitate is still a really important setup for the possibility of other sources of vulnerability later, but even just for the weaken of Defy and Borrowed Time. That was going to be really, really impactful if I found a single weaken. I will say, I'm going to be a little salty about the fact that, like, the bottom 7 cards of my deck included all 4 of my weaken cards when my first hand had the debilitate. Anyway, it's, you know, it's not irrelevant. I'm just saying, if the enemy was doing 50% less damage, maybe we'd be still in the fight. You know? Alas, I'm going to have to find another perfect run for the Toasty Mittens in the future. Oh, Discovery, Toasty Mittens. Yeah, literally the first time I've ever taken that relic, of course. Very glad to have seen it in this run. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game. Has been Slay the Spire 2, top left. Has been the playlist for all of my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTuber recommendations are down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And a thanks here. Special thanks this episode to Zoe. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.